Hi guys, Aiur here from OddVidz, and I'm going to show you how to get 4 easy achievements as well as a portrait of StarCraft 2, all within the Aiur Chef minigame. Now, you can usually access Aiur Chef through the custom games menu, but the purposes of this achievement we're going to be doing it by creating our own private lobby. To do this you must have played the game at least once, or simply downloaded the files and left the lobby. You go to create game, scroll down towards the bottom and you should be able to find the Aiur Chef map. And once you select this you should be in a lobby on your own as opposed to with other online players. This just makes it easier for getting the achievements. I click create game, and I've just skipped a bit here for you. The main focus is just going to be making one of each recipe in each round. The other achievements I'll go through as we get to them. They're fairly easy. One important thing you must do for the entire game is make sure you're always using the charge ability. Whenever the cooldown's ended, simply tap Q or hit the button and you get a short boost of speed. Doesn't matter what you're doing, but always have it on. As you can see, I'm just going for my second recipe now. If there is an ingredient you're not sure about, just hover over it in the top left corner as I just did there, and it will tell you what it's from. So for example, those wings, I wasn't sure what they came from, hovered over it and it said mutalisks. So I simply go to the Zerg area, find a mutalisk, kill it, and it should drop the wings. Another thing to note is the power-ups. I just picked up there is the Heartstone, which teleports you straight back to the centre. I personally don't use the power-ups too much, and you shouldn't have much trouble completing this without the use of any. As you see, I almost died here from the infestors and infested Terrans. If you do ever get low on health like this, remember to pick up the health and energy pickups in the middle here. They replenish your health and shields to the maximum. So just make sure you're working your way through all 3 recipes. I think here I've made one of each already. And once you've done that, you can either go for power-ups or you can just go for the highest scoring recipe. Usually go for the highest scoring, but here I'm just trying to get some additional power-ups to help me out. Things like decoy you can just discard and use straight away because obviously there's no other players for it to affect. The only one that you might want to consider keeping is the Hearthstone. To drop them, simply right click on them and then left click on the floor. Now that works for ingredients as well, so if you do get a Hearthstone that's or other power up that's using up inventory space, simply just drop it on the floor and carry on. So that's the end of round 1, and now round 2. I'm going to show you how to get the 2 dishes in 30 seconds. Now for this one it's almost always easier to do it on the first recipe, which here is a rainbow, 2 carrots and a fish head. As you can see, I've picked up all the ingredients I need plus an additional rainbow and an additional fish head. So basically everything that I can carry in my inventory. Drop 2 of them and go and pick up the 2 other carrots. And now I should have 2 recipes worth on the floor. So you go into the middle to complete 1 recipe, pick up the 2 you dropped earlier, and then you get the second one straight away. So that's 2 recipes within about 5 seconds. You should have no problem getting the achievement there. So just remember, no matter what the recipe is, just drop half the ingredients in the centre, go and get the others, come back, make the recipe, pick them up, and then make it again. Simple as that. I don't know if you saw, I just picked up there another health power up hidden by the Zerg base. So if you're ever combating enemies down there and you're getting pretty hurt, you don't have to run all the way back to the middle to get it. You can simply just nab that one by the ramp. Now it's just carrying on with making sure you have 1 of each recipe. Another little trick is if you're not sure where an ingredient is, you can just look for the icon on the minimap and then right click there and your character will start moving towards that area, giving you time to actually look around and see where it is. Some aren't that simple, for example a nuclear hot sauce. It's quite difficult to figure out what that comes from, but if you look in the area on the minimap where the icon is, you can see a bunch of ghosts standing around. So kill a ghost and they drop the sauce. As you can see, I'm still keeping the charge ability up. It's very important that you do that. Also, what I've started using is the shift click ability, which lets you queue up actions. That's the ability you want to keep using as much as possible, as it definitely shaves seconds, if not minutes, off of your time. Next thing I've completed the round here, I've made one of each dish.
Fantastic job, chefs. The third and final round is upon us.
Now, the final round is obviously the hardest. I've been fairly unlucky here, so I've got the High Templar special ingredient. As far as I know, the only two possibilities are Ultralisk and High Templar. Ultralisk is pretty simple, as you just kill them and grab the meat. But as you can see there, High Templars put down a size storm every time you try and get their ingredient. So what you need to use is the stasis ability, as I just did there, which lifts them in the air so they can't attack you and still damages them. And you usually get this for completing one of the recipes of round 2, but seeing as we're completing one of each anyway, you should have it by now. So, as I said, go up to them. Instead of attacking, use the stasis ability. And there you get the honey without taking any damage, which means you don't have to replenish health each time. So just keep concentrating on getting one of each recipe completed. Then as soon as you do that, you should be not far off at the 2,000 points. And the same goes for aberrations up here, if you happen to get them as ingredients as well. Simply lift them up and claim the butter. So here I'm using the shift click ability again. So basically you just want to hold shift while right clicking on several ingredients or enemies, then it just queues them up in a long line for you. Just did it again there, and it definitely saves you so much time. The right shift clicking also works on the mini-map, so once you've queued up the remaining ingredients you need, you can just shift right click on the mini-map into the middle, and your chef will just immediately run straight into the middle. Now that last recipe was actually the final one I needed to make one of each, so now I'm just focusing on using the minute 10 seconds left to make another recipe, which I've just done there. That gives me some additional points and bumps me straight up to 2,000. So just by making sure you use the charge, the stasis and the shift clicking effectively, you can easily make one of each dish and still have time to spare to bump yourself up to the 2,000 point mark. I hope you found this guide useful. As soon as the game finishes, you should be awarded with the 4 achievements, as well as the portrait. And make sure to leave your comment below and tell us what you thought. Good luck, guys.
Today's winner and new Aiur Chef is...